In the golden age of Moroccan might, one name towers above all others, known as the Warrior Sultan and the Iron Sultan. He ruled for more than 55 years, longer than any Moroccan ruler before or since. From the ashes of civil war, he forged a centralized empire, crushed tribal rebellions, battled European powers, and transformed Meknes into a glittering capital worthy of legends. His reign, from 1670 to 1726, was marked by relentless ambition, stunning architectural achievements, and a reputation for both brilliance and brutality. This is the story of the man who shaped Morocco's golden age, the inheritance of power. When Moulay al-Rashid died unexpectedly in 1672, he left behind a unified but fragile Morocco. The throne passed to his half-brother, Moulay Ismail ibn Sharif, a man known for his military discipline, strict Islamic faith, and unshakable will. At the time, Morocco was still haunted by local rebellions, tribal resistance, and European ambitions along the coast. Moulay Ismail would spend the next 5 decades stamping out rebellion and strengthening the Sultanate like no ruler before him. The Black Guard and military reforms. One of Moulay Ismail's first acts was to establish a powerful standing army, the Abd al-Bakr, known as the Black Guard. This elite force was made up of tens of thousands of enslaved black Africans, many of whom were brought from sub-Saharan regions or born into servitude in Morocco. By training them in loyalty to the Sultan alone, Ismail created a force that bypassed tribal loyalties. At its peak, the Black Guard numbered over 150,000 men. It became the most powerful military body in the Maghreb, allowing Ismail to crush rebellions in the Atlas Mountains, pacify the south, and impose royal authority over all corners of the realm. The birth of imperial Meknes. Not content with ruling from Fez or Marrakech, Moulay Ismail envisioned a new imperial capital. Inspired by the grandeur of Versailles, he ordered the construction of massive palaces, mosques, gardens, stables, and walls that would rival the courts of Europe. Over 50,000 workers, slaves, prisoners, artisans, and conscripts labored to build one of the most stunning gates in Islamic architecture, as well as vast granaries and a royal stable that could house over 12,000 horses. The city walls stretched for over 40 kilometers, lined with towers and barracks. Meknes became a symbol of Alaouite power, majestic, disciplined, and nearly impenetrable. The corsairs of wild Meknes rose in the interior. On Morocco's Atlantic coast, a different kind of power flourished. The Republic of this pirate city-state, founded by Andalusian refugees and Moroccan sailors, had become infamous across Europe for raiding ships and capturing Christian slaves. Moulay Ismail, though initially tolerant of the corsairs, soon saw the need to bring them under control. In the 1680s, he sent forces to subdue and integrate its fleet into the Royal Navy. Rather than abolishing piracy, he reorganized it. The Moroccan corsairs became tools of the Sultan's diplomacy and warfare. Under his authority, they raided European coasts from Ireland to Sicily, capturing thousands of prisoners and extracting ransom or tribute from European states. Some captives spent years in Meknes working on royal construction. Their stories would later fuel European legends about the tyrant of Morocco. Diplomacy and European intrigue. Though feared in Europe, Moulay Ismail was also a skilled diplomat. He exchanged letters with King Louis XIV of France, negotiating prisoner exchanges and military supplies. At one point, Moulay Ismail famously proposed marriage to a daughter of Louis XIV, a move that shocked Europe, though the marriage never happened. Still, diplomatic missions traveled between Meknes and Versailles regularly. He also signed treaties with England and the Netherlands, balancing Morocco's sovereignty with foreign trade. ruled by the Quran and the sword. Moulay Ismail saw himself as the protector of Islam in the Maghreb. He enforced strict religious laws and punished those who challenged Sharia. He also funded mosques, Quranic schools, and the religious elite, especially in Fez and Tiflis. But his reign was also marked by harsh repression. Thousands were executed for treason, corruption, or rebellion. Local governors were kept in check through fear, and even minor dissent could mean exile or death. Chroniclers describe him as merciless, yet fair in some judgments. His justice system was swift, and many common people welcomed the stability he brought after years of chaos. A kingdom secured. By the early 18th century, Moulay Ismail had secured nearly all of Morocco under centralized rule. He extended influence into present-day Mauritania, controlled the trans-Saharan trade routes, and built fortified outposts in strategic regions. Despite attempts by European powers to undermine him, Morocco remained fiercely independent. His army was modernized, his bureaucracy disciplined, and his palace city rivaled any in the Islamic world. The final years and death. In the final years of his life, Moulay Ismail continued to rule with firm control, but signs of aging and exhaustion began to appear. He had fathered hundreds of children, some sources say, more than 500, and began preparing a successor. In 1727, after more than 5 decades on the throne, Moulay Ismail died at the age of approximately 8. His funeral was grand, and his body was laid to rest in Meknes. Legacy of the Iron Sultan. Moulay Ismail left behind a transformed Morocco, strong, centralized, feared, and respected. His rule brought stability after a century of turmoil. His architectural achievements still stand. His military innovations influenced later dynasties, yet his reign remains controversial. Some saw him as a tyrant, others as a savior, but none could deny his role in creating the foundations of modern Morocco. Today, the Alaouite dynasty that he helped secure still rules the country over 350 years later. Moulay Ismail's name echoes through Moroccan history like the sound of iron striking stone. He was a warrior, a builder, a religious zealot, and a master of diplomacy. He unified a kingdom, built a capital, ruled with an iron fist, and carved his name into the golden age of Morocco. If this story inspired you, don't forget to subscribe for more epic tales from history, stories of kings, conquerors, rebels, and visionaries who changed the world.